Assalamu alaikum grade 6. How are you all my dear students? Wish you good morning to all of you. As you know that we have started our next unit. So today we will do reading, and with reading we will do fill in the blanks of the unit the struggle for freedom. Hopefully my all students will be ready. So please open your books. Today, my dear class, we are on page number 114. 113 we have done. So let's start. A brilliant general, a trained new armies, even though he knew that the Marathas and the Nizam of the Hyderabad had joined the British in spite of the Treaty of the Mangalore signed by them. This paragraph is related to Tipu Sultan, how he was brave, and which qualities are familiar with his father Hyder Ali. The Third Mysore War that started at 1790 and it remained 1792, so 2 years, was a successful one for Tipu, who defeated the British until at last they received fresh supplies and reinforcement and drove Tipu back into the fort of Seringapatam. Here again, he was forced to sign a treaty giving away half of his kingdom, some of the Nizam and some of the East India Company. Tipu was now in the desperate position but determined to fight on. As all of the central and southern Indian states were against him, he tried to get help from Arabia, Turkey, and Afghanistan. Tipu's army, fighting all the way, was forced back into Seringapatam, which was besieged for almost a year before the British managed to break a gap in the walls. Tipu led his men defending the broken barricades and were killed sword in hand. So my dear class, we are moving to learn about the other wars that happened. For 3/4 of the century, wars against the occupiers of the country broke out all over India. The British were forced to fight wars against the following. So the first was Rohilla. It remained for 1 year. The Marathas War, it started to 1775, 1803, 1804, 1817 and 1818. The Mysore Wars, that are the time period of the Mysore Wars. Gurkhas, it remains for 2 years, and Sikhs War, it remain for 1 year here and after 1 year more. Almost all of the wars followed a similar pattern. At first, the Indian states won battle after battle, but the British always seemed to bring better weapons to win the final one. This is the main reason why the British won against the Indians, because they have better equipments, better weapons than Indians. After the end of the Gurkha War, and the Gurkhas were encouraged to join the British army, which they did in large number. There are still considerable numbers of them in British armed forces. Here is an information about Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was the first person to use rockets in warfare. They were made of iron with a bamboo pole attached to them by leather straps. They skimmed along the ground and did great damage when they hit. There were 5,000 rocketeers in Tipu's army at Seringapatam, where they caused much harm to the British troops. So he was the first person who used the rockets in war. So today, dear class, you have to do reading page number 114. With this, my class, you have to do fill in the blanks. The first is Hyder Ali became the ruler of Dash in 1761, Mysore. Hyder Ali died in Dash Arcot in 1782. The War of Independence began in the year Dash 1857 and came to an end in 1858. Tipu Sultan was the first to use Dash in the warfare, rockets. The British became powerful after defeating Napoleon. So my dear class, these are the fill in the blanks that are written with black color. You have to learn these fill in the blanks and you have to write on your notebooks. Allah Hafiz class.